Hello everyone, I am Alka1993 and welcome to my Formula E first two races retrospective video. Not really sure what to call it. Anyway, we had our first two races of Season 7 in Formula E, the first season where it is a World Championship, and what action we had. Crazy overtakes, crashes, incidents, quite a bit of controversy at the end of race 2, especially around Verne's penalty, which took him out of the points from third on the podium. Two very scary crashes, which I really wish wouldn't have happened, but it just shows how safe these cars are, which is amazing. Mortara, Lynn, they're both fine. Now, what I'd like to do is take a look at the bingo card that I introduced almost a week ago. And let's see which of these things I already can cross out and which ones I've been able to work towards. What I did realize shortly after uploading the predictions video, where I predicted end of season things, predicted the results for race 1, which didn't really work out, and then introduced the bingo card, is that some of them depend on things drivers or commentary people say, but I can't watch qualifying nor race with English commentary. Practice 1 and 2 I can just watch on YouTube. But qualifying and race, because of broadcasting rights, I can't watch on YouTube. But then what is the Dutch channel? What's the channel in the Netherlands that I watch it on? Well, that's a paid channel, and I don't have that channel. So, well, fortunately for me, the race is still on Eurosport, which is a free channel. So I can watch the race, but the qualifying I'm not able to watch live. So qualifying and the race, I don't know what Jack Nicholls says. I don't know what Dario Franchitti says. I don't know what anyone else says. So some of these things I may have been able to cross off if I was able to watch the English commentary, because then I would have better knowledge about it, especially the one about qualifying, which very well could have happened this time. But I don't know. If you know and you have confirmation, point it out and I'll do some more research. Anyway, let's take a look at the goals. 3 drive-through penalties in one race. I don't recall what every penalty was for, and I believe there was one drive-through penalty at some point, but I'm almost certain there was no 3 drive-through penalties in the same race, so that one doesn't work. A starting driver doesn't drive in all races. All drivers did both races. Actually, technically, even though I didn't mean it like that, because I said this with a driver swap in mind. But Mortara never drove race 2. So I'm going to check how I worded this in another document I have. Starting driver. I just worded it as the race 1 driver doesn't drive in all races. So even though it wasn't meant that way, because I was thinking driver swap or something, I'm very exact, so I worded it like this. That one counts. I made it. Sometimes I have a more detailed wording in a different document, so it actually fits in the bingo square. But I didn't have that for this. I didn't think about another option of not driving all races. So I can take that one off. A starting driver doesn't drive in all races. Mortara didn't do race 2. A driver misses attack mode twice in one race. I feel like one person did at one point in one of the races, but not twice to my knowledge. Also, sometimes the little sidebar didn't show that they had activated attack mode, but they did. I think Evans was one of them that had that. So that's another thing. Jack Nicholls will completely mispronounce his name. Practice 1 and 2, I don't recall that being a thing. Qualifying and race, I have no idea. Maybe. Let me know if that was a thing. My name or FE catchphrase is mentioned in commentary. Again, that's something that could have happened in qualifying or race, but I don't know that. So I can't say that. 2 new winners. Well, we have one. Nick de Vries. Top of the championship right now. So we have 1 new winner. So that's a little tick mark or something. De Grassi leaves Audi as driver. So yeah, when I made this bingo card, I totally forgot that Audi wasn't going to drive in Formula E anymore. So obviously at the end of the season, De Grassi is going to leave Audi as a driver. I could alter the goal, I suppose. Um, I could alter the goal to say he leaves what that team is as a driver, so maybe the team will be taken over by someone and then he just stays. But again, I'm going to check the wording. Um, no, De Grassi leaves Audi as driver, and because Audi um, leaves Formula E at the end of the season, that counts. I could take that one off. So second column, already two goals met. Buemi scores pole position. No, he hasn't scored pole position. It was Nick De Vries and Robin Freins. By the way, except for race 2, it's always been a Dutch driver P1. Practice 1, Nick De Vries. Practice 2, Nick De Vries. Group qualifying for race 1, Nick De Vries. Pole position, Nick De Vries. Win, Nick De Vries. Practice 3, Robin Freins. Group qualifying, Robin Freins. Pole position, Robin Freins. Race, Sam Bird. I still blame the activation for the second attack mode. I think it was the second attack mode for France. They activated it when there was already a car standing still on the track, I believe. So there was bound to be a full course yellow or a safety car or something like that. The team of France's team should have told him, don't activate attack mode because you'll waste it. And then he was behind Bird, and then yeah, Bird won from there. Sure, Bird did seem a little faster than France, but this lost France a lot of chances. So I feel that was either his chance. I don't know if France knew there was a car stranded somewhere on track. If he didn't, it was the team's fault. The team should have told him. A driver will win from pole and lead every lap. I'm pretty sure Nick De Vries didn't lose any positions. I'll check again when I'm editing this, but I'm pretty darn sure Nick De Vries never lost his first place. There were two safety car restarts, and after that it was just gone. And for a little while he had a little bit of pressure, I think, at the start of the race, but I'm pretty sure he just won from pole. He wasn't overtaken. Like, France lost his position a couple times, and then eventually he couldn't get it back. But Nick De Vries, I think, even when he activated attack mode, stayed in first. So I'm pretty sure that's another tick. So that's the second one in the second row as well, after De Grassi leaves Audi as a driver. Double podium for Mercedes. We had a double points for Mercedes. We didn't have a double podium for Mercedes. No. An electric shock accident. Not that I know of. Sam Bird is champion. Well, we won't know that until the end of the season. Cassidy outscores France 2 times. Well, Cassidy did score in race 2 until he got that penalty, and he was behind France in that race anyway, so nothing there yet. The gap at top of standing is 30 max. In a way, I could tick this one and then just undo the tick when the gap is 31 or higher. But I feel like if I put a check mark over it, then I will not look at it anymore and I'll forget that it's even a goal. So I'm not going to put a check mark, and I'm only going to put the check mark at the end of the season if after the race this is still a thing. Neo333 scores 10 points. Let's see, Neo333, thanks to Oliver Turvey, has scored a grand total of 9. They've scored in both races. I think he was 6th in race 2, he was 10th in race 1. That was already exciting, the fact that they even had points, which is more than last time. Dragon, 4th and 5th in race 2. Alright, they finished, what is it, 6th and 7th, but both Cassidy and Verne had penalties, so 4th and 5th for Dragon. They have 22 points now. 11 times as many as last season, everything combined. That was exciting. We had Neo333 almost has 10 points, so I can almost get that one. De Grassi complains about quali group 1. I really need to watch qualifying in English to be able to know that, because I can't watch qualifying live. If I was able to watch qualifying live in Dutch, which I can't, I might be able to tell, but yeah, right now, no way to tell, so I'm not going to put a check mark on it. Darren joins commentary. I don't recall even seeing Darren in Diriyah. So, no. Race fastest lap is faster than pole position. Let's check. And I specifically mentioned in that video that I was looking at pole position, not fastest in group qualifying. Pole position. So, qualifying was... No, super pole is 108.1 from Nick de Vries in race 1. And then it was a 109.6 for René Rast. I think we actually, with attack mode being a thing, I think I based this goal on a couple seasons ago. I think it was Paris season 2. I was there. That was my first Formula E race where I was at live. I don't remember who had pole position, but I'm pretty sure Nick Heidfeld got the fastest lap. And that was faster than pole position. So he must have really been attacking that lap. And attack mode, I think, was introduced season 5 or 6. I think 6. So back in season 2, they definitely didn't have that. So maybe this goal is really hard to meet. Although I guess you do have attack mode. Generally, the fastest lap in a race is met with attack mode. But you still save something, and in qualifying you don't. Let's check race 2. The fastest lap was a 108.8. But it was a 107.8 from Robin Frans that put him on pole position. So yeah, that goal has not been met. 3 safety cars in one race. I'm pretty sure we had 2 in the first race. 2 safety cars. Not quite 3, so we almost met that goal, but no. A driver starting 13th gets a DNF. Let's see. Race results. Race 1, Turvey started 13th, finished 10th. Race 2, Roland started 13th, finished 7th. So no DNF for a driver starting 13th. NATO reaches Super Pole. Nope, pretty sure he didn't. No, a few others that I didn't necessarily expect there did make it. In the second race for sure, but that's was partially because of how the standings are. But no, NATO hasn't made Super Pole in the first 2 races. 5 races in a row with different winners. We're on our way there. We had Nick de Vries in race 1. We had Bird in race 2. We need 3 more people after each other with different names that aren't de Vries or Bird before we can take that one. A driver starting 7th wins the race. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the case. Pretty sure it was 1st and 3rd. Nick de Vries started from pole position from P1. And Sam Bird started from P3. So yeah, that one has not been met. Dennis retires from 2 races. I don't remember if I think he retired from 1. He retired from the 2nd race. I don't remember why, but he did. I think it was the first retirement. He has a DNF behind his name. So I'm going to count it as a DNF. I'll check the wording again. Dennis retires from... Okay, because retired doesn't necessarily mean not classified. So a DNF behind your name means that you retired, but also that you were a certain amount of laps behind the leader. Because if you're a lap behind and you retire, let's say on the final lap or something, or you retire on the final lap, you're still classified. But I said retired, not classified. But he has a DNF and he didn't do much. First race, Jake Dennis finished 12th. So he hasn't DNF'd twice, although he did retire once, so I get to put a little mark on that, so that he does have 1. And the final goal is Stoffel van Dorn wins a race. Well, De Vries and Bird won, so nothing for Van Dorn. Mercedes did, but no, Van Dorn hasn't won a race yet. So column 2 and row 2 both have 2 things already. We're pretty close to the Neo 333 scoring 10 points. 2 new winners is pretty likely. So that would be great for row 2. Let's say that one happens too. We already know Degrassi leaves Audi as driver, and we had Nick de Vries winning from pole and leading every lap. Assuming a second new winner happens, which is, I feel, pretty likely. We just need Buemi to score a pole position, and we need Mercedes to have a double podium. At the moment, row 2 is the most likely, I feel. And it's, I think, the double podium for Mercedes, which is the most difficult, especially considering Nick de Vries is in quali Group 1. So he has to put in a really good effort to get him to Super Pole, maybe a 6th, but then he can put in a good time to still get him on pole position. We'll see if that happens. Thanks for watching this video, and make sure you always remember that you are worth it. Goodbye.